What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only, and I did something really stupid today. Really stupid. So I had, let's see, last video I had NZD USD. I had this going. Let's zoom out here. So I was up 500 bucks this morning from this. And I noticed price started to get, it started wasting time, right? And whenever I see that, it's like you'll notice like some pairs, like look at USD CAD. You see this? It didn't waste any time. It moved. But then if you go to NZD USD, and you can actually zoom in a little bit. You see that? You see how it just started wasting time? So as soon as I, saw this, I saw this move come up, then it came back down, and we were in here somewhere, and I was like, yep, 500 bucks. I'm out. Thank you, because this right here, this to me is a sign that it's going to push back up. And that's still my bias, like from last night. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But nobody knows. The market knows what it's gonna do, but we're just guessing here. But you see on NZD USD we have touch. We have this long-term trend line. We had a little flag here. It dropped, and then we hit it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Then it broke. Respected it twice there. Then we had a false break, and then we have this trend line, which this is kind of like, this is becoming my strategy. My strategy is evolving. I'm trying to make a strategy that will work for people who have jobs, right? Because everywhere else, even if you watch like We Trade Waves, they're like, you don't trade unless you get a break and retest. Right? You break and retest a trend line somewhere on a lower time frame, but if you're working, you can't be on your phone all day. It's just, you can't do it. So I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm trying to find the optimal spots on a chart, the optimal spots for taking risk. The Optimus Prime strategy. So I want to be taking risk at trend lines, like especially like 4-hour higher time frame trend lines, even weekly trend lines, like this guy. Yeah, deluxe trend line. This is a weekly sucker here. We've got touch, and we are not there yet. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. We're getting close. So if we zoom back in on the 4-hour, you can see we kind of have this little kind of flat going on here. We have this bullish move, kind of have this flat going on. We have this support trend line, which is about to intersect with this support trend line. So we've got like double support. Double support trend lines going on right there. So this would probably, this is kind of no man's land. That's the thing. We're kind of in no man's land. I guess technically, well, yeah, we kind of are. Like you go to GBP USD, yeah, we're definitely in no man's land. This is no man's land. We want to be selling here, buying here. That's kind of my strategy. That's what I want to see. If this is going to work out long term, we'll just keep doing this. I think the sells, as of right now, because this is coming up slowly and correctively, the sells are like the ones that we do not want to miss, because the sells, especially if we get momentum, could be a big move to come down and take out lows. But if we come down and hit this, it's worth the risk anyway. From the trend line, stop loss below the last swing low, As long as we respect this pattern, it should hit this trend line and push back up. And maybe this will keep doing this a little bit longer. And it could, looking at NZD USD, because that would be a big, I don't know, it'd be a fairly big move for this. So maybe this does this like a couple more times before it drops. Not really sure, but regardless, looking at the other charts like Euro USD, we have a double top. Right, we got a double top right here. And looking at what's been going on this move up, we've got momentum. Right, we've got nice momentum. Got a big move, a flag, a move, a flag, a move. And now we're kind of, we're coming down choppy, slow, and correctively. So I still think there's one more push to come before and take out these two highs at least. Maybe not hit the trend line, but I would be happy with getting in above these highs and then going for the drop. Because I think that there's a better probability of this thing dropping. Like 80% chance it drops, and then 20% chance it just pops right through and goes up. So yeah, NZD USD, I took profit on this morning, and then I left this on the charger, my tablet, which I usually like to bring, because on the tablet app, you can put trend lines. The phone app, you cannot. So I don't know what I think I saw this morning, but in the comments on my videos, if it's not something that I like put in the video, if I decide to do something on the fly, then in the comments, I'm just gonna put like, if you check the last video, you'll see that I said, oh, I'm buying GBP USD, and that was a mistake because I also put an extra 0 on my phone. I put an extra 0, and I set my stop, and then it hit my stop, and then I'm like, oh, like how did I lose that much? And then I realized I put an extra 0. Like, what a dumbass. So I made $500 on NZD USD, and then lost like $1,400 on GBP USD because I would not have risked $1,400. I wouldn't have done it, but that extra 0, and not realizing it, like an idiot. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know how I managed to do that today. Like, I gotta lay off the edibles, I think. That's probably what it is. I was painting today, though, so, like, I have to have edibles to paint, because it just, otherwise I'll lose my mind. So, yeah, NZD USD, I honestly think, because of this right here, this intersecting trend lines, that we're going to push up, and because of the way Euro USD is coming down, right? And then let's see, let's just say, let's see, where USD, where was it? Yeah, okay, so I have 2 trades for tonight, basically. I have 2 trades that I think the risk to reward is there, so I'm gonna go for it. So we're gonna go to the 1 hour chart here. You can see better, and I totally missed this little market manipulation here today. You see this? And this is another reason. This is on top of all the other reasons. This is another reason why I think this is going up. So we're like trying to play investigator here and figure out what you think price is going to do. So you can see price was coming down, right? And then this big bullish move comes out of nowhere, takes out highs, comes back down, but then it started getting slow and choppy again. Like, usually when they come up and take out swing highs or swing lows, it moves. Like, that was the fake 'em and shake 'em, and there it goes. But that wasn't the case here. It just was corrective and choppy the whole day. So this is the major swing low in question, right? That's the last major swing low. So basically, I'm looking for I mean, I have a buy order sitting here, but let's zoom in a little bit further. Yeah, because you can see. Oh, this is actually, this keeps pushing. So we've got a head and shoulders going on right now on the 5 minute. So let's I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Or if this could turn out to be a bigger. But regardless, somewhere around now, I want to start looking to get in. Yeah, see, if I drag this up, I mean, still, even if I drag this up, even if I got in right where price is, the risk to reward is still kind of there. So if we got in right where price is, or like right here, if we got in there and we come up and take out this low, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this on the 5 minute until I go to sleep, and we'll see. But I want to see this thing drop a little bit more. If we can get this to drop a little bit more, and get in around here, like the 999.99900 level. If we can get in somewhere around there, with our stop loss below this last swing low here, you know, we'll be risking anywhere from like $100 to $150 with 60,000 units. And if it pushes up, like to where I think it's going, it could be anywhere from 700 to 1,000. But let's just say we only come up and break the top. That's still 675. That's pretty good. But GBP USD, I think, is a better. Yeah, and this looks like a flag. This definitely looks like a flag. So we have. I still think this is going to drop a little bit more. Yeah, you see that? We got a little flag going there. So I think this is going to come down one more little push, and then I'm game. I am game for this. So if we zoom out. Even though this is no man's land, I think this might be worth the risk, because we have this support trend line, and then we have this little support trend line, which these are about to intersect as well. And we've had this nice momentum here. And yeah, this is a deeper correction. But I would say at the very least, right? At the very least, we've got shoulder, we've got head. We've got a nice swing break now. We're coming down into a nice area of support across the board. Look at this. We've got support all over the place. Support here, here, here. Support trend line. This support trend line. I mean, there's a lot of support right there. So at the very least, I would say that price should at least come back up into shoulder. And if that's all it has, then it drops. But if this thing comes screaming up, then more than likely, you know, it's going to go back up and break this high, which the risk to reward is definitely there. If we can get filled right here with 60,000 units with our stop loss below this low, we're risking $253. And if we can come up and at minimum break this high, we're looking at almost 2K. If we can just break that high. But I think it'll probably go a little bit further. So I'm going for this 1.17000 level, which would be a little over 2K, 22 and change. But we'll have to see how this plays out. And this is something that took me a little while to figure out when it comes to head and shoulders patterns. When you have shoulder, swing, head, and then you have a swing break, right? You have that little swing break, and then you're expecting price to come back up into shoulder line. If it comes screaming back up, then more than likely it's going to break and go higher. And now what do you have? You have an expansion, not a head and shoulders. But if price does this, we have shoulder, head, we have swing, here's the shoulder line, and then it comes up correctively and choppy, then more than likely that's going to hold. And now you have a drop, a flag, and a drop. And now the head and shoulders pattern has been completed. That took me forever to figure out. I don't know why, but every time I saw head and shoulders, like potential head and shoulders, I'm like, yes, money making time. Not so much. It all depends on how price is moving. So I mean, all these things together, yeah, I mean, we've had momentum. It's been coming down corrective and slow, even though on the daily chart it's bearish engulfing. Yes, it is a bearish engulfing. But I have seen in the past that that doesn't mean, it doesn't mean shit sometimes. You know, you'll get a bearish engulfing and then it goes up the next day. I don't know. I'm taking this with a grain of salt, this bearish engulfing, and maybe it's a mistake. But yeah, if I can get filled where I want to get filled on these two trades, GBP and Euro USD, we'll only be risking probably $300 to $400. And if I take the loss, then that's it for the week. And I wait for it to hit either the bottom trend line and try to get in there, buy from there, or I wait for it to shoot up and hit the top trend line and try to sell from there. I'm taking a little bit of unnecessary risk just because of all of this. You know, it looks really good because we have this support here, here, and here, and it's like all coming to one spot. So, you know, swing low is close enough. And if this thing does not come down and fill me, well, I'm gonna try to watch. I'm gonna try to watch on the 5-minute chart until I go to sleep tonight and see what takes place. As of right now, this kind of looks like a long, drawn-out flag. So tomorrow morning at 8:30, we have CPI for USD right here. So tomorrow morning, red flag news. That is definitely going to be a catalyst to move this market. So I don't know if this thing might just, you know, waste time, or I don't know, do whatever. I mean, the last swing high is here, so this thing could like then come down and hit this right at CPI, and then maybe that's the catalyst that we need to push this back up. I mean, it very well could be. I mean, look at the timing on that. 8:30 tomorrow morning. So this thing might just waste time, move very, very slow, and then tomorrow morning it drops right to this point for the CPI news, and then news comes out and this thing pushes back up. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for it. And again, if I take the loss, I take the loss, and I don't trade again until we hit a major trend line. That's it. End of story. See you later.